Before we dive into this incredible HFY sci-fi story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Your support helps bring more epic tales of humanity's courage against the stars. And don't forget, share this video with a friend who loves sci-fi as much as you do. Picture this: the mess hall of intergalactic barracks Sigma-7 buzzing with the usual breakfast chaos. You've got Zephyrians clicking their exoskeletons, Aquarians gurgling in their tanks, and the deep rumbling laughter of the Kaltir echoing off the walls. And right in the middle of this alien breakfast club, one human. Just one. Anny Vox straightened her dark blue academy uniform and took a deep breath before stepping into the hall. She knew what was coming. She'd lived this nightmare for 3 years straight. As always, every eye in the room turned toward her. The only human among 300 cadets from 17 different species. To them, she wasn't a soldier in training. She was a curiosity. A hairless primate from some backwater planet who'd somehow managed to slip through the bureaucratic cracks and land a spot at the galaxy's most prestigious military academy. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Annie grabbed her tray of synthetic nutrients and started looking for somewhere to sit. But here's the thing about being the galaxy's punching bag. Tables empty real quick when you approach them. The Etherians just dissolved into mist. The crystallines reflected her image in their multifaceted faces like some twisted funhouse mirror, and the Zephyrians. They clicked disapproval in their musical language. She was almost at an empty corner table when she felt it, a massive hand clamping down on her shoulder like a vice. "Where do you think you're going, little monkey?" The voice belonged to Grextalk, and let me tell you, this guy was a nightmare wrapped in living rock. 8 feet tall, skin like granite, and the unofficial leader of every bully in the academy. His voice was so deep it made the air itself vibrate. "Today's my turn to play." Before Annie could even react, wham! A fist the size of a sledgehammer. "Must have cheated," chittered a crystalline, its faces catching the light maliciously. Now here's what everyone expected. Annie would pick herself up, maybe cry a little, and run away like she always did. 3 years of this routine. 3 years of being treated like a pet that learned a few tricks. 3 years of being told that humans were weak, primitive, unworthy. But something was different this time. Annie stood up slowly, wiping the blue nutritional fluid from her uniform. Her eyes... And here's something unique about humans that these aliens never really understood. Her eyes could express emotions with an intensity that no other species in the galaxy possessed. Those eyes swept across the mess hall, taking in 300 pairs of alien stares, all waiting for the usual show of human weakness. Except this time, they weren't going to get it. "You know what, Grextalk?" Annie's voice was quiet, but it cut through the silence like a knife. "You guys are absolutely right about one thing." The massive Kaltir tilted his rocky head, confused. "We humans are different." Annie started walking toward him, slowly, deliberately, ignoring the other aliens who were backing away. "See? You all evolved on safe worlds. Worlds with single moons, stable climates, no predators that could actually threaten you." Grextalk laughed, a sound like an avalanche. "So what, monkey?" Earth wasn't safe. Annie stopped just 3 feet from the giant. "Our moon is massive and creates violent tides. Our planet has earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, ice ages, and the predators." She smiled, showing those canine teeth that disturbed. The sound of Grextalk's arms snapping echoed through the mess hall like a gunshot. The Kaltir roared in pain and spun around, trying to backhand her with his good arm. Annie leapt, using the wall to launch a kick that connected with the side of his knee. See, Kaltir might be strong, but knees are knees, and they all break the same way. Down went the giant, howling. "Get her!" someone screamed. And that's when all hell broke loose. The other bullies, 2 Zephyrians, a crystalline, and 3 Aquarians, rushed her all at once. On paper, it was impossible. 65 kilograms of human versus nearly half a ton of alien muscle and rage. But here's what they didn't understand. They'd never faced something forged by Earth's predatory evolution. Annie moved like liquid lightning. She used the Zephyrians' speed against them, redirecting their attack so they crashed into each other. When the crystalline tried to slice her with its razor-sharp limbs, she ducked under and swept its support legs, bringing the rock creature down like an avalanche. The Aquarians tried to surround her, but they made a fatal mistake. They underestimated human endurance. While they needed to rest between attacks, Annie kept moving, flowing between techniques that combined boxing, judo, Krav Maga, and the pure territorial aggression of a primate defending its space. 12 minutes. In 12 minutes, 7 aliens who collectively weighed 15 times more than her were on the ground, groaning in pain. Annie stood in the center of the circle of defeated aliens, breathing hard but still standing. Her uniform was torn, blood trickled from a cut on her forehead, but her eyes blazed with a primitive intensity that made every alien in the mess hall instinctively step back. "Anyone else want to play?" she asked, her voice hoarse but steady. Dead silence. That's when Commander Zixthera materialized at the entrance. The high-ranking Etherian's misty eyes studied the scene. 7 of the Academy's strongest cadets taken down by a single human. "Cadet Vox," he said, his voice echoing like wind through crystals. "Sir?" Annie snapped to attention. "Status report." Annie looked around at the fallen aliens, then back at the commander. "Unscheduled combat exercise, sir. We were practicing personal defense techniques." A murmur ran through the mess hall. Everyone knew it was a lie, but nobody dared contradict her. Zixthera floated over to her, studying her with renewed interest. "Fascinating. Cadet Vox, you're promoted to squad leader. It appears we've underestimated the tactical capabilities of the human species." In the days that followed, something shifted at intergalactic barracks Sigma-7. The aliens still stared at Anny Vox, but now it was with a mixture of respect and primal fear. They'd learned a lesson that the rest of the galaxy would soon discover. Humans were different, and different didn't mean inferior. It meant dangerous. Epilogue. Years later, when the Galactic Confederation faced its first real war against the Devourers from the Andromeda Galaxy, it was a human, General Anny Vox, who led the counteroffensive that saved trillions of lives. The aliens finally understood why humans had been accepted into the intergalactic community. It wasn't charity. It was necessity, because sometimes to defeat monsters, you need something even more dangerous. You need something forged in the evolutionary hell we call Earth. And that, my friends, is why you never mess with a human who's done trying to be civilized.